Good evening everyone and welcome to SRO Series Round 1. This is ACC Career Mode ACM Racing. We are at Watkins Glen this evening. Just over 30 cars on the grid with us tonight. We're in the qualifying session at the moment. You're joined by myself, I'm Harry, and we've also got Ben who's racing in the comms box with us.
Hello, I will try and talk as I'm going to the bus stop.
Not the best place for an introduction.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the SRO series. The one that we are doing this evening is it's a 8-round series. It's 9 weeks total. There is a 1-week break in between, and it's the top 2 drivers out of it. It is a solo series. The top 2 drivers from the series will be moving forwards. The race for ACM in the SRO Championship. That is the official SRO Championship, and the winners of that will be going to collect a reward at London at the end of the year. So some quite high stakes in this series. Obviously it's only round 1 at the moment, and we have all the way up until September to get this series finished. So even with a drop round and everything in between, the race this evening is still as important as ever. We do have a range of drivers on the grid. We have some pretty serious paced guys, as you're looking at now. Che O'Sullivan is one of the fastest drivers that we have here at ACM, and we have some slower drivers as well that are further down the grid, still yet to set their lap times. But there is still 15 minutes left of qualifying, so more than enough time for these drivers to get a lap in. The race this evening is 75 minutes long. It is a dry race, so no need to worry about rain or anything. There is one mandatory pit stop in there, and that is simply for a refuel. It's not fixed, so drivers can come in, add about 2 or 3 litres, and only stop for maybe 2 seconds. Or additionally, they can add some tyres to the car, change the tyres, and have a 30-second pit stop. That does mean that the strategies.
I was going to say you should definitely look out for that, because when I was in a call with some other people, there's definitely a mixed strategy people are planning for. So
yeah, well that's the thing. There's a lot of options for what you can do with the strategy this evening. Might be worth taking some new tyres, obviously, if you've burnt them out first half of the race.
it's quite high track temps as well. So
yeah, exactly that. It's 35 track, 26 ambient, so yeah, tyres are definitely going to be tearing a little bit. So it might be a case of who can manage the tyres better this time around. But we will see when it comes to it. Obviously 75 minutes long. It is one of the longer races in the series. We have everything from 30 minutes to 100 minutes series, with tracks such as Nordschleife and Alton Park in there. So a vast range of formats for everyone to enjoy. Speaking of, if you do want to get involved with ACM, we do have around 4 to 5 times 3 races a week. We have a lot on offer here. We do sort of extended championships, so 3 months long, to ones like this where it's sort of building up to one final ending. But it is all good racing. There's a good community here as well. If you are new to ACC or anything, if you're looking to get into the game, there's a lot of drivers who will give advice, tips and things.
agreed.
So most drivers have set their qualifying laps now. Quite fast times on the board. Che O'Sullivan is rounding up the top spot with a 143.5. I don't know if he's got more in him, Jay. I've not really been seeing too much during the practice sessions.
What's he done so far?
143.5.
So he did a 143.3 in practice. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so he's got at least another 2/10 in him, and maybe a bit more. He might have been running race pace in the practice session even. But it is good seeing
I'd be scared if it was.
Yeah, for sure. It is good seeing so many of the big brain racing guys down this evening. We do quite a lot with the big brain racing team. Their cars are currently placed first, third, and I think there is a few further down the grid as well. Seeing a range of liveries and stuff as the drivers are attempting to get a place in the SRO qualifier. So Ben, you're out on track. How's it feeling at the moment?
It's alright. I'm a little bit slidey at the minute, but I think that's just the temperatures aren't helping.
Yeah. I saw you
The
doing quite a
pressure's
lot of.
fluctuate quite quick, so
Yeah, I saw you doing quite a lot of practice laps. Um, you think you got your setup
indeed.
good?
Yeah, I'm quite comfortable with it. I know I've got more time in the car, so I'm quite annoyed where I'm sat at the minute, but it is what it is. If I have to come through the field, I have to come through the field, so
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's 75 minutes long. There's no real rush, and it is an 8-week championship drop round. So even if you do have a bad round this week, it's not too much of a problem.
I'm just hoping I can go well here. Absolutely love Watkins. Such a good track.
Yeah, it's weird because when we were doing the 6 hours or the 8 hours a couple of weeks back, a lot of people were complaining about it, but I think most people do actually quite enjoy this track underneath its skin.
Totally agreed.
So who else have we got on the board then? Adrian, I'm going to butcher this name, so I'm just going to call you Adrian, is currently in second, and they're only 500ths behind Shea Sutherland. That Ferrari on 6. Encountering a bit of traffic there during the qualifying lap, and they're not actually allowed to overtake the cars that are on another fast lap. So he's going to have to get stuck behind Will Gossell for the remainder of this lap. Hopefully, it's
Who's running the best livery again?
yeah. He's got the I don't know what to call this really, but he's got
The
the
best ACM livery ever.
makeshift ACM livery on there, which which happens to be the best ACM livery ever, as crowned by Ben there.
And I've got some good liveries, but that thing tops all of them.
Yeah, made in about 5 minutes by Tony Shoulders. Or was it Will himself that made this one?
No, this is a Tony Shoulders masterclass.
Yep. Now the legend. We are waiting for him to come back. For those that don't know, he was racing with us quite frequently a few months back, but his wheel's broken, so waiting on a replacement for that. So yeah, Adrian is in second at the moment. I think he's probably got some decent pace in there to catch up to Shea. It depends what Shea can do in these final 10 minutes as well. Damien Konchik, who we saw, who were flashed to earlier as we're on about the Big Brain Racing team. He's currently in third place with a minute 43.6. So
He's
again,
in the
not too far
McLaren, isn't he?
behind. What are you saying?
He's in the McLaren, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the McLaren.
So he was in the Ferrari last time he was racing.
Yes, yeah, we did. Well, he did the mini endurance series, won the championship.
Possibly, but it was by
Um,
himself as well, so
yeah, yeah, no, the mini endurance series is the one that we run on Wednesdays. It's longer format races, run at the same time, so they end up finishing sort of later on in the evening. But Damien Konchik was one of the names that was coming up as a winner quite frequently, so I'm expecting some decent things out of him for the championship. Further down the pack then, Ben Gilroy is doing incredibly well in his incredibly purple McLaren there. Currently on a 144.1, so quite a large gap compared to Damien Konchik in front, but fourth place is nothing to be complaining about, especially when you've got Noah Ackerman behind you. 23 Ferrari there. Noah Ackerman is another incredibly fast driver who's placed quite highly in the Discord series and other championships previously. I think Noah is drivers that's egging himself on to get this SRO qualifier. So if he can come first or second in this championship, Garrett is guaranteed himself a place. For any drivers that are watching this or going to be watching this back in post, the end of this series, if you do end up coming first or second, well, you do have to run in the ACM brand. You have to run under the name and livery. We will be open to running a hybrid livery, which will contain your own team's sort of sponsors and stuff on there as well. You got like a half and half type thing, but it is under the ACM Racing Team name. That's the way that it's working. So. Please just be aware of that before we get to the end, and any complaints. There is also
I want
prize
mine.
awards. Go ahead.
I said I want mine. It's not allowed. I've got to run mine.
Well, you never know. Attendance could win the championship. Every race and you place at least, top 10, top 15. I don't see why you couldn't be in the top 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'll just be on the B team. That totally exists.
Be the the support.
I'll be the reserve.
Be an hour race. They'll do 55 minutes. You do the 5.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, as I was saying, there is a prize award for this championship as well. Not a prize for the winner. Obviously, the winners do receive the invite to the SRO team. But anyone who completes at least 75% championship is eligible for a Coach Dave Delta coupon. That is on for some setups, some telemetry that's available to you. More information on that will be released at the end of the championship. As we were saying about Damien, he's gone and placed himself in first place by only 18 hundredths of a second. Or 18,000th second. So yeah, pretty mental there. These guys are so close. Obviously, both him and Shea Sullivan are both from Big Brain Racing, so I suppose they'll be equally wanting to get into the team at the qualifiers. Obviously, if they are players together, it makes the whole side of things a lot better. But I feel like
I'm
it will
guessing
be.
Big Brain aren't having one of these, are they?
They aren't. I don't think they were eligible / didn't sign themselves up for it. So I also, yeah, they don't have one. But there's nothing stopping them from competing in it, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Those that are unaware as well, this is run through Singrid. Singrid being given the opportunity to run the SRO qualifiers, and of course that is being done communities leagues. We were fortunate enough to be one of the leagues participating in this. We were granted it a few months ago. We planned it for a while and so I do want to give a shout out as well to Stuart Fryer, who was racing with us tonight, but he was the one that allowed us to be eligible for the SRO series. He's running the ACM livery tonight, and wow, that does look very good. The black livery on the Aston Martin there. It'll be interesting to see the range of cars and liveries. I think when I was looking through, I was seeing quite a lot of Aston Martins on. Now that I'm looking at it, Ferrari seems to be the dominant car on grid, which is, to be fair, fairly expected. But it is interesting seeing the range that we've got. We do have one driver who is in Lexus. In fact, we've got 2 drivers in Lexus, actually. Marco Chick and got Eden Burke as well. So good to
I
see
believe
some.
Burke's a new driver as well.
Yeah, was Burke the one that you were on about in the call?
I don't think he came in, but it was one of the new guys. But he is definitely one of the new guys that posted in the introduced me area.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's good to see some new faces on the grid, especially when you're driving the Lexus, the easiest of cars to handle. When you do it right, it's very good. Who else have we got on grid then? Nikinen in the 909 Ferrari. That livery is also absolutely spectacular. That was one that was done through the ACM Patreon. For those that are interested, the tier 2 subscription for that gets you one free high quality livery, as you can see from this one, for only £5 a month. They received this as many more benefits. Check that out. All links are in the Discord. Hi guys, good evening. Hello Massey. How's it going? 2 minutes left of qualifying. I think the grid is sort of starting to be set now. Momo is a new driver. That's a name that I've never seen before. One here as well. That name's quite hard to read on the leaderboard, but that is another one from Big Brain Racing there, LeFrancois, in the 47 Lamborghini. Zensar, I think I'm pronouncing that right, in the Aston Martin. They're currently in 4th, so doing very well in the Aston Martin there with a 43.9, so another car that broke into the 43s. Nothing has changed up at front though. Konchik, Shea O'Sullivan are both still sort of very close together, and Adrian in the Ferrari is also not too far behind with a 1.5 as well. So I reckon this race could be very close competition, all down the grid. I mean, we're seeing on the side, the first 10 are within 1 second of each other, and then add 17th is again another second. So there's going to be no lack of racing, hopefully.
Hopefully not.
I'm going to try and
I'll take that.
nice. Where are you now?
P18, I think. I just got to.
Nice, that's good. Oh yeah, your livery is another one that was done through the ACM Patreon.
This one wasn't, but I have got one that has. But this is done by the same person as that does them, so I've got 3 off of the same person now. So
Well, yeah, I mean the first one was done through the Patreon, and then from
yep,
there on,
I brought
it was
additional through
official.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, sad I'm not running the one I got through my Patreon now. So I'm on McLaren. But yeah, same
it runs a
person,
similar
same
sort of
style.
format.
So yeah, all mine are very very similar. The red, the white, orange, and black.
Yeah, and I mean, it does show what the Patreon designer can do as well if you want something like this.
Oh yeah, he's incredible and
Yeah,
works really well with you as well. So
yeah, exactly that. Enough self-advertisement there.
well, Harry, you need to big yourself up as well, man. You did one the other day.
I did, to be fair, the GT2 livery. Shame there's none of those on the grid this evening. If there was, I'd be racing. But no, I'm nowhere near as good as Robin. I can lead you straight lines.
Yeah, the guy's a wizard.
So then, further down the grid, we've got Andrzej Batek in the number 7 BMW there. They're currently in 13th with them 44.6. Very, very close behind Zubek in the Aston Martin in 12 there. And again, they're not very far off of the 11 with Jay Wolf there, for one Lamborghini. But I think most people are finishing their laps now. So as we look up towards the front, Adrian has actually gone faster and has taken P1 by almost 2/10 there. So it'd be interesting to see what Konchik can do. Well, crashing into the pit wall is not one of the things that he should do. Michelle Sullivan is coming around on a valid lap still, but they're 2.5 tenths down. So I think Adrian could have been out for a last minute shot there with a 143.3. Absolute banger of a lap time, that one, I must say. And again, I think Shea is just pushing the car a little bit too hard as he goes onto the grass there, trying to put everything he can into that Lamborghini. Still 2.5 tenths down. More sector to go through before the lap is complete and the qualifying grid is set. Most people have finished their laps now. We just have a couple drivers that are left doing a lap. Car number 2. No, actually, I think it's O'Sullivan that's the last driver to come across the line, so we'll stay on board with them. More corners to do now. Just 1.5 tenths down now, down to about 1 tenth. So it's on the line and he's gone over. So that is the starting grid then. Adrian, 38 Ferrari, has done incredibly well to get 143.3 and beat the others by almost 2 tenths. So I reckon there could be some serious competition going out on the grid this evening. So drivers are on the grid. We're going to have a brief look over the grid and see what's going on. Have a look at some of the liveries that we've got going on tonight. If you are on the chats, say hello. I will do my best to have a look. I'll just clear the spam message. The football is also on tonight. I will try and not get distracted by that. But if anyone wants to be
Kicks
updated,
off in what 4 minutes, doesn't it?
yeah, I will post the updates that I get. Well, not post, but I will.
Yeah, you can keep me updated.
Yeah. Um,
Not that I'm too fussed, but you know.
no bias, of course.
No, 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 never, never.
I'm not supporting one specific team. Anyhow, on to the grid. So drivers have 2 minutes of time beforehand to sort of get their setups ready. We're going to take a look down the grid and see what sort of liveries we've got going on. Obviously up at the front here, we've got Adrian in that 38 Ferrari. A very good looking livery there, that Ferrari. sort of a red and a black, and it's got sort of like a dragon pattern on there as well. So that's a very nice livery, I must say. I think that's SMS Racing Team. Skins. Interesting. Nice little shout out to you guys. Then of course in second and third, the Big Brain Racing guys are rounding up the top three. That is Konchik and Sullivan. P4 we got Zenkar. In the 181 Aston Martin, and then Nikinen, who's done incredibly well to get up into 5 there, and that 909 Ferrari. 6 Gilroy, again another terrific qualifying performance there in that McLaren. Ackerman just behind, and then another Big Brain Racing car of that Lamborghini there. They're in P8. Neo Eriksson in 912 Porsche to our left there. Is also on the grid there on P9, and rounded out the top 10 is for Ferrari on the right, just pulling away now. So the drivers are pulling away to do their formation lap. Everyone's got their setup done correctly. Nearly left there. There is a BMW that's sat stationary. Batek, I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Will be teleported if they remain there. That is the entire grid on their way for the formation lap now. Like Batek has. Okay. It's the formation lap. Drivers have the time to warm up the tyres, check the need for the car, get into the grid positions for the rolling start.
And then now it's probably not the time, Harry. However, you may need to re-upload the Aston Martin liveries for ACM. Because I can't see Pryor's or yours when you were in the pit lane earlier.
Oh really? That's interesting. I don't know what's going on with the thinking, because the comms couldn't see Mercedes.
Yeah, basically it's lacking the decals 1 and sponsors 1 files, I think.
Right. Yeah, I'll get that checked over.
Or at least mine is anyway.
It's worth checking anyhow. So 33
yeah, sorry
cars. No worries.
Sorry to delay the system while I could see Pryor's car in front of me not have anything on.
Alright, at least the comms can see it, and that's what's
up. Yeah, true.
I will switch to it because it is a very nice livery again, done
It
by
is.
our
It
livery
is.
designer. That black is
the black ones are better than the silver ones, and I'm not going to argue with anyone on that.
That's a hot debate, that one. I think it depends on the car, personally.
I don't know. I think the black's was the better one.
Yeah,
we'll leave that one. Yeah.
Yeah, 33 cars on the grid. It is going to be a terrific start. I think one of the drivers is actually pit lane. That's Ozduru. I don't know where they were starting, but they are now in the pit lanes. Maybe a setup problem that they've had. Get it resolved. So we'll come back front of the pack. We'll go on board Adrian front. I might as well mention it now, by the way, as well. If you do fancy getting into ACC, or you want to get some DLCs, obviously Watkins is a DLC for ACC. ePlay is an amazing website which some terrific deals on a lot of games, specifically ACC for us. They do sort of 80% off if you are looking for a decent deal to get into ACC. That's the way to do it. I'll post the link in the chat, and but that is a link there. If you want to join our Discord, scan the QR code on screen, or is in Twitch chat as well. So, final couple of corners for formation lap, and we will be under the drivers are side by side. Try and get a decent camera angle for the start here, but it's difficult.
I wonder how many cars are going to be starting on the final corner, because it's quite a short run to the line.
Yeah, are you already on the 70 kilometers an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah. good camera angles. Cars going down, and we are green, so that was a very early green flag wave there. Now, hopefully drivers all stick to their lines respectively, but we are down into the first corner. It looks like Konchik has kept the first place position there, or actually stolen it from Adrian on the first corner there. So that was a terrific start by Konchik up front, and it's going to be one after the other at going up the hill now. As you can see, Shea moving up behind Adrian now as well. A little bit of contact there, as there was a little bit of a minor bump on the rear. Nothing too major now though, as Shea moves out to have a look up the inside, but no moves made on the first corner, which was the smart thing to do, to be fair. It's very dangerous going side by side through the area on any lap, never mind the first.
Right. There's a little bit of a thing in the middle of bus stop.
There is a yellow flag further down the grid. That is Rej Batek that was going slow through that area there. I think car number two as well was having a bit of a problem there. Big Otter. That's unfortunate to see. Hopefully not too many cars involved. It looks like most are getting back on track now. As you see an Aston Martin taking a very bouncy line over there. Go back up to the front. There's a lot of action going on up here. But at the moment though, Konchik has swapped places with Adrian for that P1 spot, and now Shea is applying a lot of pressure to Adrian as well. Further down, Gilroy has taken the place from Zenkar, and Nikonen's dropped down to P7 in all of that. Ackerman, another one to lose out, down in P8, which is giving LaFrancois and the others a bit of a leeway into the top 5. So very close on the grid. You see on the track map, after the other. Everyone is still within about 1 second all the way up until about P18. So with the first lap now finished, a lot has gone on. So further down the grid, it looks like Ackerman was making a move there. I think on Momo making a move on Ackerman there as he got around the outside. Wow, that was very close. It looks like Momo has actually made that move on Ackerman. Ackerman, who has quite a lot of damage on the rear there, potentially having a collision at some point. Shea Sullivan is again around the outside, or should I say the inside, sorry, the outside still now, as it's 3 wide into that corner. That is scary for sure. You do not want to be 2 wide, never mind 3 wide there, but it looks like they've made almost clean there. That was Adrian off to the side, so a really bad start for him there. Nikonen's gone off in the process, and now Momo is looking around the outside of Adrian as well, who's now down in P6. So Shea Sullivan, Ben Gilroy and Zenkar are now in a much better position than they were before. Shea Sullivan currently has the fastest lap, but that will change soon enough.
Yeah, because I'm going to do it. Sarcastically.
Down in P16.
Yeah,
man. But it is all to play for. Neo Eriksson and Ackerman are still having a bit of a battle there. I'm not sure how much Ackerman has been having a problem with that rear end damage. He's losing quite a lot of places to the cars that are around him to sort of pick up pieces of his car now. Nikinen behind him, followed by Wolf. First and second lap almost over now. Who has been the biggest position gainer? So apparently Ben Gilroy started on P18, which I don't think is quite correct because he has not moved up 15 places. Telemetry is definitely wrong there.
Yeah, I'd be amazed because he would have started with me.
And made it all the way up into P3, sorry. But drivers who have made significant gains is that Menze down in P14. They started in P24. So I don't know if that's a bit of a glitch or if that's real, but that is very good progress either way. Mark Maz, another one who currently started in 31, is now down in 19. So very good performance there. Boudreau in P17 has also made their way up 9 positions from P26. So overall, some quite big gains this evening so far. Adrian goes wide again and loses the place to Ackerman, it seems there. So I don't know if there was any damage from contact that he had, but he is losing positions rapidly now, which is not what we like to see. Still looking for a move on the inside there, but it will be fruitful enough. Up at the front then, the two big brain racing guys, Konchik and Shea Sullivan, are getting a bit close to each other actually. We'll get on board with Shea and see what we can see here. Welcome into the chats. C16H18 into 04S.
What a
Get the
name.
reference there, but I think that might be some solvent or some form of chemical. Welcome into the chat. It's unfortunate to hear that you were hit on the first corner, but there is live stewarding. If you want to get back out, it will get penalised, and it is worth getting the laps in as well. You never know with 75-minute races. Like I said, it's 8 rounds as well, and as long as you get the finishing results, you are going to be placed quite highly. It looks like Shea's dropped back slightly from Konchik. We're going to have a run down this straight here. I don't think McLaren's the ones that gives off so much of a toe. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what they do down the straight. But Shea's going to make a move on his teammate. These two will be working together, I assume, to get their position in the qualifier. So any bad moves between them will not be taken kindly.
Oh, no, I've lost it.
That doesn't sound good. We'll go down and have a look at Ben Ely and see what he's done. Just that
I'm
he's
trying to turn
lost
it around. I have lost it.
He lost it going through the chicane. I think thankfully he didn't get caught up with that BMW. There was a little bit of contact, but they managed to keep going. So
let's see what that's. 15 seconds. We survive.
yeah, he now down in 23rd. So it's not too bad, but it'll be a
Nah.
tough recovery drive for you.
Well, I was catching the car in front, so hopefully I'll have the pace for the guys in front as well.
Yeah, exactly that.
Like you said, the 75-minute race still got over an hour to go, so maybe just need to be a little bit more cautious through the bus stop.
It is a tough one. I've never really driven it in Mercedes, so I don't know how it handles.
Normally it absolutely eats the curbs, so I have no clue what happened there.
Yeah, maybe it's got a little bit of maybe it's like the Spa or Rouge curve where it occasionally throws you.
Maybe just pushing too hard and doing those catching as well.
Yeah, just as long as you don't do it again, really.
Planning not to.
Still on board with Le Francois. They're behind Zenkar at the moment. Zenkar's not gained or lost any positions. Down look at P4 actually. But they are dropping back slightly from the top 2. Zenkar's about 1.4 seconds down on Gilroy at the moment. Ben Gilroy, to be fair, is keeping up quite a lot, quite successfully with the front. He's right behind Shea O'Sullivan at the moment. And obviously right in front of him is Konchik, the McLaren there, poking out behind. The wing of the McLaren wasn't so big that we might actually be able to see something behind us. At the moment you can only see the G Portal sponsor. There's a Mercedes on the inside of the track. That was not expected in any way. It's not you, Ben. It looks like it's debut Tudor who's sat on the inside there. Bad place to be because he can't rejoin until it's clear. But it looks like they've got a clear in now and they are getting going again. So yeah, interesting to see that one. They're one of the cars that has already taken their pit stop, along with Kelly, Otter, and Arslan. So it'll be very interesting to see what goes on there. But that's not good there. That was a lot of lost time to be stuck on the inside there. And now they've got a lot of blue flags to contend with as well, so it'll be interesting. Back up to the front then. We are still about well within 2 seconds of each other up front. 0.3, 0.4 at the times between first, second and third. All of these drivers, I do have to say, exceptionally skilled, especially Konchik and O'Sullivan up here at the front. We know them as very good drivers. Yeah, O'Sullivan had really quite a good performance not too long ago. I think that was a pass on Konchik that he just made, which is quite an easy pass, which I missed. But then they've gone deep into the next chicane, and that's left them no option but to go wide, and they've pushed off their teammate. That's like Francois off the track as well. So Momo's gone through into P5 now, and O'Sullivan's gone down to P4. So what was P1 is now, well, P4, and they've also pushed their teammate quite far back as well. So Konchik's been given a bit of relief, but now has Gilroy right up the rear. Zenkar's not too far behind, but has now got O'Sullivan to deal with behind. So Be very interesting to see what happens post-race with these guys, especially considering Lefrancois is the teammate of theirs. Plenty of action going on there quite early on. We have got an hour and 5 minutes left in this race, so 10 minutes in already. It's another driver that's gone wide there. I don't know if that's Konchik that's gone wide and has lost the position to Gilroy there, and that's an Aston Martin that has gone turned around as well. Zenkar's now off. We're having a look at what happened between these two. I don't know if there was any contact, a little bit of contact there.
That's a
And
mark.
again,
Binned it. Almost binned it. Sorry.
and it looks like it was a tap on the rear from Shea there, unfortunately, on that Aston Martin. I don't know where they've now ended up. Looks like they've got back going again, but they're in P15. So maybe quite some harsh penalties coming in. These guys, considering the amount of contact that we're having here. I'm not going to point any fingers at the moment. I am just pointing out the fact that there has been a lot of contact. There is partial live shooting going on this evening, so it does go on. There is 12 contacts at the moment, which is not too bad for the first 10 minutes. But obviously, the ones that we have had have been quite significant. So at the moment then, Momo is one of the biggest gainers from this race so far. They've been in the right place at the right time. They're a driver from Phoenix Motorsports. Well, Ferrari, they're in P3 at the moment. I think they started in 9. So they made their way up 6 positions in the first 10 minutes. And Stuart Pryor as well, another driver that's doing exceptionally well. They're up in P8 at the moment, 16. So certainly won't be complaining about that one. But Gilroy, I have to say, exceptional job up in first place at the moment. They're already a second up on Konchik as well, so I reckon it could be a Gilroy early takeaway here. With what we were expecting to be between Adrian and the others is now sort of turned into a Gilroy and Konchik and Momo thing. I know that Shea will be fighting hard to get back up to where he was, but he has got to contend with Lefrancois and any potential penalties that may come from his incident first race as well. So, all to play for here earlier on. Further down the grid, we'll have a look at what's going on. Jay Wolf is currently battling with Michael Zubiek in the Aston Martin at 1.4 seconds. And Wolf is directly behind Noah Ackerman, who sadly dropped down into 10. Ackerman, it seems, still having some struggles with damage. Starting to play a shoe. Will Gossel down in 19th is doing exceptionally well as well. Is 0.4 behind Taylor Lott in P18. That makeshift ACM Audi there is looking quite good in the rear. Number 36 seems like they're off. That is Leonardo Gomez, who is in the barrier here. Looks like they've returned to pits, which is fortunate, but probably the best thing to do with so many cars around. Ozjuru, who was the driver who started in pit lane, start of the race, is now up in P24, as they've done quite well to get from where they are. There has been a position change now for Jindrik, and I think that might be Taylor Lott that these two are battling. Will Gossel's about a second behind, who might be potentially trying to get in on the action here. But if we have a look at it from maybe the two cars in front jostling position.
Yeah, I can see these guys. They're probably going at it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a lot of position changes in the previous couple of laps.
Which really helps me out because they're really starting to hold a group up, so I'm catching them to the back of these guys as well.
Yeah, that'll be good for you. You
are way back in.
Yeah. Danny McCutcheon is another driver who's quite close to Stanek in front. 3 between these guys. Nikonen's seeming like they've dropped down quite a ways, and they're currently taking their pit stop now. So maybe a bit of damage that is on that Ferrari there. Now Ackerman is also coming to the pit lane, so I think the damage suggestion that I had is maybe come to life here.
Well, you can also now probably run to the end as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, especially when you're in the Ferrari, you can definitely do an hour. But it will be interesting to see what these guys do in the pit lane as well. We'll have a look at how long they'll be stopped for. obviously both these guys come at the same time if one has an earlier pit stop than the other. There's quite a lot of people in pit lane now actually. We've got on with 222, Big Otter, and Tudor in there as well. In Mercedes Gums, who we saw retire or return to garage, he's over pit lane. So a lot of people going for the earlier pit stop, which is interesting and not something I would have predicted actually. But Momo has actually caught up to Konchik in P2. And they're 0.2 seconds behind Konchik at the moment. Konchik has certainly dropped a little bit of a way down from P1. Gilroy is leading by almost 1.5 seconds now, so doing exceptionally well. Just needs to keep it lean, really. Shea Sullivan is still the driver with the fastest lap of the race. They're currently on 44.9 as the fastest lap of. Oh, sorry, actually, 144.2. I thought it was a bit strange that 44.9 was the fastest lap. That was the last lap. But Nikonen's just come out of the pit lane there. You can see these drivers just behind Nikinen now. Looks like Nikinen is pulling off the racing line and doing a good job to let these guys past. So this is more with Momo at the moment, who's trying to get a move on Konchik done. So Nikinen to give him that position, the racing line away there, which is the good thing to do. He's a blue flag driver. Porsche on the outside there as well. That might be the Porsche or bench. Otter. Yeah, that was Big Otter there. Wolf is also now in the pit lane. We saw them battling not too long ago. But they are now taking an early stop as well. I think they might have a bit of damage on their car as well, so potentially going in for the repair. But having a look actually at what's going on, so Ackerman did come out in front of Nikinen, and Nikinen seems to have taken tyres. Pit stop times. Time stopped for Nikinen was a full minute, whereas Ackerman was 35 seconds. So I think both of them either repairing a lot of damage or taking tyres and damage, rather than the mandatory fuel that they have to take, which is interesting to see. Other drivers that have come in, see do any normal pit stops. I think Ackerman's currently got the fastest pit stop. Mark Maz is currently in the pit lane and is running on 10 second stop. So I don't think anyone's trying to do from the long game at the start with a lot of fuel. People are just sort of splitting it up evenly, but Mark might be repairing a bit of damage as well. Now 25 seconds. Schick just in front, sorry, just behind. It's also coming up to 30 seconds now. Stopped. Kelly in the pit lane now as well. Just over 10 seconds stops. Well, they already had their pit stop though, which is interesting. They might have had a bit of damage or whatever. Yeah, no major changes up front. Shea is slowly caught up to Momo in P3, but the closest battle on track currently is this one between Dubiek and Meze. These two drivers, Dubiek has quite a lot of damage on the front of that Aston Martin, but he's looking around the outside of the McLaren on that one there. Won't be successful for him. It's quite difficult to get a place on that corner. But it was a look around the outside either way, which just lets the driver know in front that he's there and he's not afraid to make a move. Obviously, with all these pit stops, the cars that don't come in, they'll be getting quite a lot of free positions. Will Gossel.
I'm back into my 18th place again.
Yeah, and I was about to say Will Gossel's up in 15th, so. It's a good placing for him. I think he's got Stanek right behind him though, so that'll be a difficult one to hold off.
Yeah, there was a bit of a collision because there was all of a sudden 2-3 cars in the group with us.
Yeah.
So we kind of all got jumbled up again when we were trying to survive because I think the car in front of me is really struggling.
Yeah, well, there's been 20 incidents so far. Hopefully, Lily comes in and deals. For those interested in the football who aren't watching it, there is currently 0-0. Real action has gone on. There's been quite a lot of free kicks and stuff, but nothing too major. Up at the front then, O'Sullivan is still about 0.3 behind Momo, who is equally about 0.3 behind Konchik. Gilroy has actually lost a little bit of time to Konchik behind. There's now about 1 second between these guys. Zubiak is also backed off of Meze now and has now got the pressure from Turn 1 Sim Racing. Danny McCutcheon behind in that green and purple Ferrari. I must say that is a very nice livery that he's got on there. Yeah, the green complements the purple quite well.
Oh man, I love this
Like...
McLaren, the Mercedes power in a straight line.
Yeah, it is mental. It's like the Mercedes GT2, it just goes.
Yeah.
And we'll go on board with Danny McCutcheon actually and have a look at what these three are doing. Zubek is now 0.1 seconds behind Meze and has a bit of a sneaky look up the inside but ends up going wide on that corner, which has given Danny a bit of a look up the inside there. It'll give Danny another look on the inside for the next corner, but I don't think it'll be fruitful for any of them. Go on board with Meze, the Aston and the Ferrari following quite close behind. It's interesting to see the battle between all three different manufacturers here. Obviously different cars have different characteristics. As Ben was just saying, Mercedes is quite fast in the straight line, so has the advantage
Especially
going
when you've got
down.
the slipstream.
Yeah, going down into the end of Sector 1, start of Sector 2. Yeah, this is still currently the closest battle on track. I'm not ignoring the battle up front, which has gotten quite a lot closer now. They're all about 0.5 seconds from each other. I do just want to stick with this battle for now, but it looks like Danny's going to have the slipstream and run down on this corner. I don't know if a move will be made. It looks like he's going to be going for the inside though, if it is. Battle of who's latest on the brakes. It looks like Danny's made the move. I think the Aston Martin was quite open to that move being made there. They weren't really fighting too hard for it, which I don't blame him for, because when you got a car up the inside on that corner, you sort of want to just back out a little bit. And there has been a position change now, so Momo up front, which I have unfortunately missed, but I will try to go back to, has made his way up the inside of Konchik on one of the corners here, with a little bit of rubbing on the door there, sending Konchik slightly wide. He's made the move up into P2, so now he's a big brain train at the moment, with Konchik, Lefrancois and Sullivan sort of going 1, 2 and 3. It's been a position change for Lefrancois and Sullivan as well, so made it into the first corner, or maybe a corner earlier. But Shea Sullivan is now looking around the outside of Lefrancois. It looks like he's made that move again, so that's been another position change. I don't know if that was maybe given away for free or what, but Neo Ericsson is now also in the mix of things in that Porsche behind, who's now 0.4 behind Francois. So up at the front here is the closest battle basically on track. Gilroy, with all the battling that's gone on behind, has now got 2 seconds on Momo, but it is a certain train of orange and black behind, with the 2 Big Brain Racing Lamborghinis and 1 McLaren. Further down, Osjuru, who we mentioned started in the pit lane, has just made his way past the BMW of Bodro, and that was a fairly clean move that was made there. I think Osjuru had quite an easy move to be made there. Well, Gossel is also not too far behind Jindrik 444 there, 0.3 seconds behind, so Will's doing exceptionally well. I don't know if mistake has been made there or anything, but 0.2 seconds is nothing to complain at. We're going to go back on board with the top runners though, as Neo Ericsson has got the run on Francois here towards the end of Sector 1. And he's going around the outside there, probably not going to make a move. Francois stays on the inside and keeps his position. Further back, it actually does fall between each other. That's further down the grid actually. Who is that? 38? Might be a blue flag actually. I was looking on the track map, but it is Adrian and Wolf. Wolf having done a pit stop down in P21. Adrian, who we saw started in P1. Adrian, to be fair, is not having too bad of a comeback actually from having that smaller incident earlier on. Adrian is up in P7 at the moment. They've got 6 seconds to the guys up front, but as they continue battling, that time will come down and fast. Shea O'Sullivan has actually dropped back from Konchik now. There's about 0.7 to 1 second gap between these guys. As we've been saying this whole time, Gilroy has been given quite an easy lead at the moment. He's got 2 seconds on behind. Further back, Kenshaw is right on the back of Van der Waal. Van der Waal, a driver that we've not actually switched too much this race, so we'll stay on board with them. Got a little bit of damage on the left-hand side, so maybe a bit of contact has gone on there. But they've chosen to stick to the inside line for the run down the straight. They've got Kenshaw on the outside. It looks like that's going to be an easy move there. I think Van der Waal actually sort of gave that position away. There was a little bit of braking going on the straight. Further up, Neo Ericsson is still right behind the Francois, who is right behind O'Sullivan, but Konchik is now 1.1 seconds behind Momo, so they've got quite a way to catch back up there. And I must emphasise that these guys up front are doing an incredible job to stay this close to each other for so long. It's been a total of 25, almost 30 minutes now.
Coming to 30 minutes yet.
Yeah, 30 minutes into this race, and they're still doing, well, still all within about a second of each other. So certainly no easy feat. Ericsson still on the rear of Francois. We'll go on board with Ericsson actually, and we'll see what the battle looks like. The sea of orange in front. It's always ironic seeing the Go Bowling sign here at Watkins. Not exactly
quite ironic, isn't it?
While racing Go Bowling, but a lot of people tend to do it. Is there anything else going further down the grid? Who's done a pit stop? Will Gossell's still behind Janrik in front. 6 seconds there now. Still the fastest pit stop that we've had so far. Has actually been taken now by Gomes, who we know is in the pit lane from their collision earlier. But aside from that, Ackerman is actually the fastest time stops with 35 seconds. So it's interesting to see that these drivers have not just taken fuel. I know that Ackerman did have quite a lot of damage, but from what we've just seen a second ago, he's kept it. Interesting. Maybe it was tyres that were the issue, lead or what, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see where he places overall out of this, as Neo Ericsson is immediately behind the Francois going into the final sector of this lap. Quite late on the brakes, yeah, taking a wider line on this corner now though. Battling that we've seen so far just goes to show how tight it is and how much difference one move can make. Good, obviously we've seen Momo doing a fine job going from 59 into second place, and is even almost catching Gilroy up front, making their way through lap traffic there. So Cher Sullivan still in P4 at the moment, Kutchuk behind. I'm going to stick, change over to Mezzi, who is very close behind Zubiek in front. Also, Zubiek has a bit of damage on the front of the Aston Martin, with a little bit of damage on the either there you can see. These guys are around 1 seconds between each other. Looks like potentially 577, that's Zubiek going into the pit lane now, so yeah, interesting just see where they emerge. That is one of the first drivers towards the front of the grid though, aside from Ackerman and Ackerman, Wolf and who else? Pitt. I don't think they're in here anymore, but aside from those drivers, one of the first drivers towards the front of the pack that has done their pit stops, so interesting to see the strategy play out there. Stanek has also done their pit stop. We know they were behind Will Gossel.
I'm debating whether Stanek had damage or not.
Yeah, I can't quite remember if he did or not. He might have done on the left-hand side, but it might have been a different driver that I'm thinking of.
But yeah, I saw him come in, so...
Yeah. Got down. You're actually just behind Will now.
Yeah, I'm trying to hunt him down.
Yeah, in P14. I wonder how Will feel about being hunted down by you.
I don't know, but he's going to get a couple of flashing lights behind him when I catch him.
Just to be annoying, or?
Just to let him know I'm there.
Yeah, that Mercedes will be...
gap's more or less exactly the same. We've kind of kept it at 4.5 for the last kind of 2 laps, so...
Yeah, Will's doing very well this race.
He is indeed.
Not to say he's a slow driver or anything, but I was racing with him yesterday. He was doing very well there as well, but he's definitely improved quite a lot recently. He's always good to see.
Maybe we'll get our infamous battle that we've been talking about for ages.
No, I was going to say it a couple seconds ago. I really do hope you guys battle, because it'd be interesting to see. So the race has calmed down slightly now, incident-wise, as Momo has come into the pit lane, and it looks like they've done actually another slow pit stop. Interesting, so 35 seconds. A lot of drivers seem to be taking tyres. It's not mandated or anything, is it?
No.
Interesting.
But I'm starting to feel mine as well. Like, they are going.
Yeah. I reckon we will get maybe 1 or 2 drivers that was a bit of contact there from Momo, which could be a penalty post-race. I don't know who that was exactly on. That might have been a blue flag, but I think they got going again. But yeah, I reckon there will be at least 1 or 2 drivers that do take.
I know Ackerman was planning on, but I think the contact probably changed that one over.
Yeah, I mean, he did a 35-second pit, so maybe the telemetry's wrong. I don't know, but Ackerman's
Unless it was just repairing the damage.
Pit straight.
Oh.
And he's returned to the pit lane. That's probably the smart idea. Being a difficult one to turn around. But yeah, not entirely sure what happened there. We'll try and go back and see what happened. It's coming around and just lost it. And wow, A-blading across the start-finish straight there. So the battle up front has now been sort of shaken apart a bit. Konchik has come in and done his pit stop, and yeah, so he's done 10-second pit stop. So Momo is going to be quite a ways back. But obviously Konchik will be on altered tyres, so it'll be interesting to see what does emerge from this. Konchik now down in P8, and he's got quite a lot of space around him, so yeah, he's pitted at a fantastic time. And he's got 11 seconds to the car in front and 7.5 behind. So as long as he can get past the blue flags easier, have no.
Oh, Momo almost binned it in front of me. He's supposed to held it though.
Ericsson is now on the back of Francois still. So Sullivan's also in the pit lane now. They've done. No, they're stopping now. Be interested to see what they do regarding tyres and fuel. We know their teammates Konchik took only fuel. But after 12 seconds, like maybe staying out and sorry, taking tyres. Gaps across the grid have now spread out quite a lot though with these pit stops. Closest one to track is these two here, so Ericsson and Lefrancois, but I think maybe Lefrancois might come in this lap. Yeah, the previous laps were taken by Sullivan and Konchik. So Sullivan is now down in P11. They did a 32-second. They definitely took tyres. Konchik was feeling confident preserving abilities. But Shea has actually emerged out just behind Will Gossel. Seconds. Pryor's actually missing from the list of drivers. So I've had some contacts somewhere. So is Icon. A lot of drivers dropping out. We've got 28 on the grid. So 5 have left us so far. But it is always unfortunate stuff happens like that. Yeah, that is racing for. Looks like Will Gossel is now going to the pit lane as well. Momo is behind Shea O'Sullivan, so Momo's lost out in pit stops to Shea O'Sullivan, is 0.6 seconds behind. And as I did say as well, with that 35-second pit stop that Momo did, that'll have lost them quite a lot in the top 3 spots. I mean, I think they did damage and tyres, it seems, and which is given Sullivan, Konchik, Ericsson, and Lefrancois the gap really. Obviously, right behind Shea O'Sullivan at the moment, so they'll get this opportunity to get these positions back. But Konchik at the moment is in a very good, very favourable position to be 36 minutes left of the race, and to be about 22 seconds ahead of the person behind. That's good going. Obviously, those tyres will be a difficult one to manage. You not to have any oversteer, understeer, or spins, which is not really the Ascot.
I'm gonna be about 20 seconds behind Will after about 40 seconds behind Will after the pit stop, so I'm repairing my damage.
Now you're repairing your damage. Got a lot.
Yeah, I had about 15-20 seconds.
Right, are you taking tyres as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that'll put you back quite a bit. I see. But then now, 52-second pit stop. Will did a 33-second pit stop. Yeah, you'll be about 20 seconds behind theoretically. But I mean, Will is absolutely flying.
He's having a brilliant one.
Up in P15 after the pit stops, and there's still sort of 2 or 3 drivers up front.
Ooh, look at Gilroy.
If they just come
It's a
out.
stop go 30. Yeah, it's got a stop go
Stop
30.
go 30. Interesting. That'll be for speeding in the pit lane there, which is exactly what you don't want to see. That'll probably take him out of the P1 spot, and he will not be happy about that one. Obviously, just slowing down 1 or 2 seconds before you get to that white line more, and putting the pit limiter on will save you so much time and so much anger. But it's such an easy mistake to make. I mean, everyone does it, even the guys that are running in P1, as we've just seen. But the Francois is now also in the pit lane. Be interesting how long they stop for, but Adrian is now back in his original P1 positioning, and he's only got Van der Waal about 35 seconds behind to contend with nearby. So maybe Adrian's going long and just not seeing what can happen. Or exactly what his strategy will. But after the at the start, it might be just the gaps that are existing at the moment. He's in a fairly decent gap, so I don't know why he stopped really. So Dendrick is now being chased, or actually chasing. I was right originally, being chased by. I'll tell you. That blue flag maybe? They're going into the pit lane anyhow. It's Jindrix. Yeah, Ben Gilroy comes in to serve. The stop go 30, and they had their original stop I can't actually see now, but I think it was quite slow anyhow because Konchik and Jay and all that were already past him. So Gilroy will now be quite far down the positioning, maybe even down in sort of P13, 14, 15 area. It goes to show what can happen in races like that. I mean, 75 minutes, anything possibility. But no matter what, then that stop go 30 has been served, and that was 30 seconds exact. So down in P11 at the moment, Jindrik is 10, who is back fast. Wolf is unfortunately going to be going past as well, so Gilroy emerges out the pit lane now, and there's the current race leader Adrian, slightly wide there. No drivers behind, and obviously Adrian front is quite a fast driver as well, so Ben will have any issues with what's around. Down in P12 is definitely not a race. So now looking at the standings, Konchik is in an excellent lead. That gap behind Shea Sullivan is buzzing, and it's buzzing fast. Konchik's last lap was 46.2, whereas Sully's Shea Sullivan's lap was 44.2, so an entire 2 seconds between these guys. And obviously Shea Sullivan, fresh boots, has set some astonishing lap times. It was almost a new best lap time of the race and personal. So yeah, I think Sullivan will definitely take that position off the country. Depends on whether they can do it in the half an hour they've got left of the race. Will Gossel still right behind there's about 5 seconds between these. If Bill Gossel is to get this position, that'll be P15. And I think he'll probably stay that way as well, because it was 10 seconds of that up to Meze in P30. Behind is quite secure. Zubiak in the Aston Martin is about 13 seconds behind. And behind that is another 5 seconds to Danek and 7 to Ben Ely's. One BMW there, that's Carmen 30. That's the entry, that's not a very good spot to be in. It should probably return to pit lane. Because if the car does come into the pit lane, they are in the not entirely sure what they're doing.
Neither do I.
Now put themselves in first position. Right. And they're doing a 15-point turn. Anyhow, back up with the action. I'll keep my eye on 34 just to make sure there's no collisions or anything. I'll just go a lane behind. But they finally made their way into the lane. The steering is very off kilter. Russell has now dropped down to about 1 second, and the gap between Shea O'Sullivan and Konchik is now 16 seconds. So that was another 2 seconds that was taken off at that time in the previous lap. And Francois is immediately behind as well. So New Ericsson got to widen that gap as well. 1 second back from Francois. Van der Waal and Adrian in first and second are the only ones that have yet to do their pit stop in this race, but they still have half an hour, so more than enough time to do it. And as I said, Adrian might be going long. As I say it, Van der Waal has gone into the pit lane. We'll be doing their stop now. Adrian is still going round. I'm not sure exactly when they plan on doing their stop, but I have a feeling they will be convinced at the stage of the race to take some tyres. Unless, of course, that Ferrari does feel we won't know until the end. So for those that are interested, the football is half-time, still 0-0.
Thank you very much.
Stream quiet for anyone else. Is this stream? Turn it up a little bit, if it is quiet. Let me know if it is. Yeah, shame to hear, Altosis, that you got taken out by a blue flag. Just got to hope for the other 10 rounds to be fruitful now. Obviously, you can have this round as a drop round, and I'm not sure it can get worse. So there is that you can take from it. Possible to drive the Ferrari with damage. Yeah, look at his. Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. And I think you had damage right from the start as well. And I was saying that was probably the reason why you were struggling so much and losing so much time. Yeah, unfortunately here as well that caused you DNF, but they will be penalised obviously for it.
I will also be thankful of gaining leadership place.
Yeah. You're back at your original spot now, aren't you, P18?
Yeah.
Do you reckon you're going to catch Danek and Zubiak?
Danek's definitely on. I brought him down by 3 seconds, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good to hear.
Zubiak, I don't know what my closing rate is, but unless we're both closing him in, which could be quite positive.
Well, you were 8 tenths faster than Stanek on your previous lap and 6 tenths faster than Zubiak on that lap as well, so.
It's whether we can get 10 laps in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I think you'll get 10 laps in 25 minutes, but you need these guys to do similar sort of lap times that as well, so. Ben Gilroy actually is now caught up to Jay Wolf. Obviously Ben will be looking to get back what he lost from top row 30, pushing the car to its absolute limits. Now on this, because I think just to keep you updated with the top 3. Shea O'Sullivan is now 13 seconds behind Conte.